Hello everyone, this video is an additional video for my crochet head hanger pattern. This pattern is done in Alpine stitch and it makes a beautiful touch to your home decor. For a full written pattern, visit my blog Happy Heartsy where you can find it for free. I hope you enjoy this pattern. If you like my crochet content, feel free to subscribe to my channel or stay tuned with me on my Instagram or Facebook. Happy crocheting! Alright, and for this head hanger, we're gonna need 5mm hook. I use 24/7 cotton from Lion Brand. This color calls Amber, so one ball should be enough for the one head hanger, and then we need like one extra thing, and it's this wooden ring, and it's about 3.5 inches wide. So this is what we need, and now let's get started. Alright, and this project is made in Alpine stitch. So now we have to start with our first row, and it's double crochet. So for that, we're gonna make 21 foundation chain. So now I have 21 foundation chain, and now we're gonna make double crochet in each chain. And we do yarn over and we insert the hook into our third chain from the hook. So we don't count the loop on our hook, but from the hook the below. So it's 1, 2, 3, and we will insert the hook into this bump. So let's say we are facing it now and we can see the V shapes, but behind that V shape there's a little bump behind. So this is where we insert the hook and make our double crochet. And now you will make your double crochet in each bump, each chain until the end of the row. You also have two options how to start this, because now we are making foundation chain and the first row separately, but you can also make your foundation double crochet, which means that you make your foundation chain and the first row all in once. You can see the link in the description where I explain this method. I would highly recommend it. I use it all the time, but for this tutorial I use just the separate way. But it has many benefits, and yes, I would highly recommend for any other project to learn how to foundation double crochet. But now let's finish our double crochet row. Alright, so this is our first row of the double crochet, and we should have 20 double crochet in total. So even if you decided to do foundation double crochet, which is the foundation chain and the double crochet row all at once, you should make 20 foundation double crochet. So this is our first row. So now let's start with our second row. And second row is that we do chain 1. Turn the project, and this chain 1 doesn't count as a first stitch, it's just the turning chain. So now we make our second row. It's still easy. We're gonna make single crochet. So now we just insert the hook into our first stitch and make our first single crochet, and then single crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. And don't forget about last stitch, which is those 2 chains skipped when we made our foundation chain. We insert the hook into the third chain, right? So the first 2 chain counts as a first double crochet. So our last single crochet will be on top of the second chain of this stitch. So let's just finish this row. Alright, so I finished my single crochet second row, and we should have 20 single crochet in total. And now we are heading to our third row. So now we make chain 2, turn the project, and those 2 chains count as a first double crochet for the row. So this is our first stitch. Now we will be alternating our regular double crochet into the single crochet stitch, and also front post double crochet around the double crochet row, what we made the first row. So now we do yarn over and we make our first front post double crochet around this second double crochet of our first row. So we do yarn over and we make that double crochet, the second double crochet around our hook, so it's in front of our hook. Do yarn over and pull up the loop, and we pull it a little bit more so we can be actually nicely even with this row, with the third row. And now we will finish our double crochet. So now you can see that it's actually getting the shape. And now we will make our regular double crochet into the single crochet from the previous row. So into our third stitch. So this is, if I would actually uncover the double crochet, then you would see that this is our first, second, and third. So when you align your front post double crochet, make it straight, you see that this is the stitch right next to it. So this is where we're gonna make our regular double crochet. So it's right here. And now we will make the front post double crochet again, and it's gonna be around this double crochet, not this one, because this one is our third stitch or third double crochet from the first row, and we already made that stitch. So I know that it looks like that this one should be next, but it's actually this one. So now we do yarn over and again make the front post around this double crochet, yarn over, pull up the loop, and again we will pull it a little bit more and then finish the double crochet. So now again we make our regular double crochet into the next stitch, the single crochet stitch from the previous row, yarn over, and again we skip this double crochet, and around this one we make our front post. So again we just make the yarn over, pull up the loop, and a little bit more, then we will finish our double crochet. And again now we are making into the next stitch, into the single crochet from the previous row, regular double crochet. Again we skip this double crochet and we make the front post around the next one, pull up the loop a little bit more, and finish the double crochet. So now you can see how it looks. So the regular double crochet, they are kind of like in the back, and our front post double crochets are like pop up. So this is what you're alternating until the end of the row. So now I have 2 stitches left. So now I just made my front post double crochet. Now into the next one I make my regular one. And now I have the last one, and I'm gonna make our front post double crochet around the last double crochet right here. So I just insert the hook like between those 2 last stitches and the double crochet row, yarn over, pull up the loop, and make my last front post double crochet like here. So this is how it looks, our third row. So now the Alpine stitch or the texture is kind of popping up. And now we do just chain 1, turn the project, and we make single crochet in each stitch. And again, you should always have 20 stitches. So if you're not sure if you let's say skipped some stitch, or if you did some mistake, you can always just count your row and you should always get the 20 stitches. So now let's start with the single crochet. So it's super easy. We made chain 1, which is just the turning chain, and now in each stitch we make our single crochet. Alright, so now I'm about to make my last single crochet, and again, because we make for our double crochet row, we always do at the end the 2 chain and then we turn. So those 2 chain counts as a stitch, so don't forget that, and make our last single crochet into that 2 chain the stitch on the second top chain. So now I made my last single crochet and then chain 2, because now we are doing our double crochet row. So we just turn the project now, and now it should be very pretty straightforward, because now you see we're gonna make our front post double crochet around the regular double crochet from the previous row, and into the stitches what we made in the double crochet row, the front post, we do our regular one. So I know this might be a little bit confusing now, but now you can see that our second stitch, or the second double crochet, it's the front post. So into our second chain or second stitch, we make the regular double crochet. So for this row you have pretty much 2 double crochet, regular double crochet next to each other, but it is right. And now we're making our front double crochet around this regular double crochet. And again we pull up the loop a little bit more, and now we just repeat what we know. So now again into the next stitch, the single crochet stitch from the previous row, we make our regular double crochet. And now I can see that this next one, this regular double crochet, is like a little bit in the back. So around this one I make my front post double crochet, and then the regular double crochet, and again the front post. So this is what you repeat until the end of the row. Okay, and now again I have my last 2 stitches left. So now I made my regular double crochet into the single crochet stitch from the previous row. Now I make my front post around this second last right here. And now I make my regular double crochet into the last stitch. Now chain 1, and we turn the project. So basically this is the right side of the project. So for the right side you always make the double crochet row, or the alternating regular double crochet with the front post double crochet. And whenever you see the wrong side of the project, you will make your single crochet row. And always for the single crochet row you will make just chain 1, which is just the turning chain, and for every double crochet row you will make chain 2 at the end and turn the project, and that counts as a first double crochet, so don't forget that. So now let's do the single crochet in each stitch, and again you should have 20 in total. So now again I'm about the last single crochet to make, and again is into the 2 chain, and we should make our last single crochet into the second top chain from the stitch, and then chain 2, turn the project. And now we don't start in our second chain or second stitch our regular double crochet, but we start with the front post around this second double crochet from the previous row. So now you have 6 rows, and now you will repeat this pattern until you get 13 rows in total, and your 13th row should end with your double crochet row. So before you start to make your 14th row with the single crochet, I'll be right back here and show you what to do next. Alright, so this is my 13 rows, alternating the single crochet and the double crochet rows. So I end up with my double crochet row, or let's say alpine stitch, and now let's start to split this so we can have that space for the hat. So now instead of 20 single crochet we're gonna make only 10, which is just the first half, and we will be working on our left side of the head hanger. So now I'm at the end, so I just make chain 1, turn the project, and because you always have 20 stitches in total until now, now you will make only 10 single crochets. All right, so this is my 10th single crochet. Now I do chain 2 and turn the project. So now we start to just make the space between here. So we're gonna get back to this right side until we finish this like stripe. So now let's make our double crochet, and again it's the same same pattern as before. So now I can see that my second stitch is under like, or is on top of the regular double crochet. So I make my front post around the double crochet here, pull it up a little bit more, and then just make our regular double crochet, and again front post around the regular double crochet from the previous row, and then regular double crochet into single crochet stitch from the previous row. So this is what you do until the end of this row. And now I'm just about to make my last double crochet, and it's the front post around the last stitch. All right, so now again I just finished that, chain 1, turn, and now we start with our single crochet row. So this is what you will repeat. You should have this left side, and you should finish with your single crochet on the 50th row. We are now at the 17th row. So now we are heading about the 18th. So until the 50th row, you will make that long stripe, and you will finish with your single crochet row. So this is gonna be your last row for the stripe, and then we will go back here and make the same thing for the, again, like up to 50th row, the other side. But I'll be right back when I'll finish this one, and then I'll show you how to start our right side of this head. Alright guys, so now I finished my 50 rows from very bottom to the top for the first our left side of this head hanger. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm at the end, and this is I end up with my single crochet row. So I just secure this row, safely cut it, and now we go back to the bottom and start the same thing what we did here, but on this now it's from the left side, but it's actually our right side, because this is our right side of the project. So now what we're gonna do, we just gonna because we start always our single crochet from the right to the left, so now we're gonna start from our like a first stitch, right, like I mean in the middle. So it's, let's say, 11th stitch from the very beginning, from here, but yeah, it's the first stitch from the right. So now we will just join the same yarn. So what I do, I just make pretty much chain 1, tied it like as a knot, and then again I make just single crochet. And now we make single crochet until the end of the row, and again we should have 10 in total. So here it is, and now we make chain 2 and make our double crochet row, and exactly as we know. So now I can see that my second double crochet, like right here from this row, is the regular one. So my second stitch is gonna be front post double crochet, and then regular double crochet in the single crochet stitch, and again the front post. Now I have my last 2 stitches right here, so this is the regular double crochet, and the last will be around this double crochet front post, and this is our last stitch. Chain 1, turn the project, and now again single crochet row, and we again make 50 rows from the bottom, so that we're gonna have 2 straps. So again, once I'm done, I'll show you how to join those, and we're gonna make our last part for this project. Alright, so now I finished my 2 sides of this head holder. So now you can see that it's matched, and I finished with my single crochet on the right side of the head holder. So now what we're gonna do, we will join those two sides together. So what we're gonna do, we have to always do the chain here. So now what we're gonna do, we just make the double crochet, and then we will join we will join it together. So I'll just show you how. So now we continue. So now I will make my front post double crochet and regular double crochet. So this is what's the regular pattern. So now I have my last stitch on this side. So now it's the thing that I have to do around the last stitch, my front post. So I'm gonna do it, which means that now into our first stitch of our left side of the head holder, into the first stitch, I make my regular double crochet, and this way I actually join those 2 straps. Now it's a little bit tricky. So here, and now my second one will be the front post again. So you just continue with the pattern, and you should still alternate the regular double crochet with the front post double crochet, and at the end you should have 20 stitches. Okay, and now my last stitch is again around double crochet the front post. I do chain 1, turn, and now we're gonna make single crochet in each stitch. Now I noticed that I made a little bit bigger loop here, but I think that I can actually make it nice and tight with my single crochet there. So now I'll just count it if I have the right number of the stitches. Yes, I do. And also don't forget to count this one in the middle, which I guess it shouldn't be that in the middle, but because that counts as a stitch too. All right, so now let's continue with our 52nd row of this project and make our single crochet until the end of the row. Okay, now I have my last single crochet, chain 2, turn. So now let's start with our 53rd row, which is again with the double crochet row. Then we will do again 1 row of the single crochet, and then 55th row it's gonna be our double crochet row, and on 56th row we're gonna start decreasing. So now you will make 3 more rows, and then I'll be back when I'm done with the 3 rows, and we're gonna start decreasing with our single crochet rows. Okay, so now I'm about to make my single crochet row, which is our 56th row of the project. And now what we're gonna do from now on, we will be decreasing just our single crochet rows, about 2 stitches. So we're gonna be decreasing at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row about 1 stitch. So what we're gonna do now is we make, so again you should have 20 stitches until now, and now after this decreasing you should have 18 stitches, and you will be decreasing only single crochet rows until you end up with 10 stitches only. So we're gonna make 2 single crochet together at the beginning and at the end of the row. So now what we're gonna do, I already made that chain 1, just a turning chain, and now we're gonna insert the hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop, and then we insert the hook into the second stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop. So I have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull all 3. So this is our decreasing. So now I have I made just 1 stitch out of those 2, and now we will just continue with the single crochet in each stitch until our 2 last stitches, because in those we will make our decreasing. So now I have my 2 stitches left, because this is the skip 2 chain. It also counts as a stitch. So I insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop. I insert the hook into the last stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop. I have 3 loops on my hook, and yarn over, pull all 3. So we made another decreasing. So now we should have 18 stitches, and now we just make chain 2, turn the project, but now it's gonna be a little bit different. So now we made because this counts as a first double crochet, and we decreasing. So now you can see that this 1 stitch, it's actually out of those 2 double crochets. So we basically skip this double crochet, and we start with our front post double crochet right here. And now we just make the regular double crochet as we know. So now I have 2 last stitches, right, like when you can see here. And now we have last stitch, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna make it around this double crochet, because this is how actually if we are alternating that, then we have the regular double crochet here, and now our last stitch should be our front post double crochet, and not this one, because out of those 2 double crochets we decreased the 1 with the single crochet together from the previous row. So this is your last stitch. We make chain 1 and turn the project. So now, just to be sure, we should have 18 stitches. Yes, so I have 18 stitches now. Also, don't forget to count this 2 chains. I keep forgetting, so that's why I keep telling that. So now let's again, now we are heading to our single crochet row, and again we're gonna make the decreasing at the beginning and at the end of the row. So we do it exactly the same way. So we insert the hook into our first stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop, insert the hook into our second stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop. We have 3 loops on our hook, and then yarn over, pull all 3, and this is our 2 single crochet together, or like decreasing. And in this row you should have 16 stitches. So now I have my 2 last stitches. So again I will make the decreasing with the 2 single crochet together, then chain 2, and now we are heading to our double crochet row again. So again you can see that out of those 2 double crochets we just decreased to the 1 stitch here. So our first double crochet will be the front post, and then we just until the end again, and we're gonna end up with the front post at the end with this stitch, not this one, because we made out of those two our decrease the one stitch, so we will end up with the front post double crochet right here as a last stitch. So this is what you continue until you have only 10 stitches, and you will end up with your single crochet. So whenever you hit your last decreased row of the single crochet and you have 10 stitches in total, this is your last row of the project, and then prepare your yarn needle and the wooden ring, and we will sew it together. Alright, so now I just finished my last row of the single crochet and also the decreasing. So now I have 10 stitches of the single crochet, so now we can just safely secure it. So we just do yarn over, pull up the loop, and now we can safely cut the yarn. But what I would do, we would definitely need to leave a little bit longer tail. I would do it like 8 times of your length of this 10 stitches row, and that should be enough. That should be enough, because with this tail we will sew the wooden ring. So now we just pull through and tied it, and now we're just gonna grab our yarn needle and start sewing our wooden ring. It doesn't matter from what side you will start the sewing, because at the end it's the same look. So now what we're gonna do, we just put our wooden ring like towards our last row of the single crochet, and we're gonna always like insert the hook pretty much in the wooden ring, and from the back we will insert the yarn needle into our first stitch, and we pull through, or we insert our yarn needle into each stitch twice. So we should have 2 loops out of each stitch. Also make sure that it's not twisted, so it looks nice. And this is what you this is how you join your wooden ring to your head hanger. So now the 1, 2, and now let's go to the other stitch. So this is how you sew it, and then you will just make a double knot on the back of this project and weave in the end, or all ends actually what you have, and your head hanger is done. Alright guys, so I weaved in all my tails, I secured this this wooden ring, and this project is done. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something new today. This stitch is actually very beautiful. I love the texture, and it kind of gives me like the boho vibes. Now you can just have your head, put it like around, and hang it on your wall. So again, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, or feel free to follow me on my Instagram or Facebook, and have a great day. Happy crocheting!